Okay, just another example before I stop the TikTok video because time's ticking away, even though it's a public holiday here, so I can make a quiet video for once. These are your demigod androgyne elite beings of the past, your demigod movie idols or artists in all the performing so-called arts. They are the art of deception. That's the art that they are. But they do deceive me so well that I am fooled and beguiled completely. Mm. 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 Oh no, I don't want to see that one. Some of them give me the actual such a bad vibe that I actually can't look at them. I don't know why, just some of them. That means that they're what they're sending out is actually a lot more negative than what I normally receive, because normally I receive a false positive vibration from them. Everything is frequency, vibration and energy. But in the case of the demigods, everything is deception, image and word vibration. In other words, like my words now, they deceive with their acting, with their performance, with their false emotions. Just as the actors deceive me when I'm watching a movie. The only difference is, although I'm still deceived, I'm aware I'm being deceived. But matters not, because you're still giving your admiration and your energy to these beings. So bear that in mind. Bear that in mind. Bear that in mind as you become more and more deceived by them. And I don't know why I'm actually doing these even. This one says, yes, the most beautiful vintage performers of the past. Of course, all are, this is a total reverse world, so if you are still in the dark, everything that you think is true is the reverse of that. Just as the demigod beings, your divine artist, your world stage performers, are always reverse duality androgyne beings in their image or in their body, shall we say. Their bodies are receivers and inhabited by the spirit and the mind of Lucifer, the god of earth, and they are its elite disciples and elite servants. Even though some will be recognized and say world famous, for instance, you will be aware of them. Others may just be the androgyne servants that populate your local area. And when they populate the local area, they have to combine in thousands and thousands of numbers in order to suppress and control you. And they have to use every secret weapon against you, and that is usually through the implementation of sight and sound. In other words, sight and sound, wait on, oh, I messed up that particular, that they use sight and sound to control you. In other words, they control your reality, because if you're always surrounded by, people that are patrolling and, watching you and suppressing you, because they're not just observing, they're not just lurking in the distance, like like a secret patroller in an unmarked car. No, they make their presence very felt to where, you're dazed and bewildered by the bright headlights. In fact, I could hardly function yesterday with the bright headlights. Everywhere I looked, I had bright flashing headlights, and I couldn't escape them. I was actually going even down back streets to try to avoid them, even though it was dark and difficult. But it wasn't dark and difficult because there would be these patrolling vehicles with their bright flashing headlights in my eyes. It was ending up making me physically sick, to where I felt like that I was being killed, and actually you want to almost be dead because you can't stand it. And that's exactly what they want. They want you to feel dead. They want to kill the life out of you. They want to take your life from you because they're taking that energy for themselves. And when they do that, that gives them more life, and also then they can imitate being you, so therefore they keep control of the reality. And that's just how this endgame deception works, and the demigods are all part of it. The demigods are your matrix servants. That plane that's going over, these planes that have very negative sound coming out of them as though they're demons, they actually pretend to be passenger planes, but they are really the equivalent of demons. And because they are demonic forces, or they're anti-human forces, and demons are simply Lucifer's human servants in human form on the earth. That's really the way of looking at it. And your divine androgyne beings, whether they be past, present or future, actors, they're all actors. These are all actors. Yes, they're open actors, but they act on and off the screen. And everyone around you is also an actor. It's just that they're not as beauticious or as of the demigod image. They don't have the these are your divine androgyne images, whereas the average civilian androgyne on the street doesn't project a demigod elite image. So that's why they patrol in large numbers, because they don't have the image to captivate massive audiences. So they captivate by patrolling and controlling the human being at a physical, real level. These ones captivate at a image deception level, or at a seduction level. This is a representation of a past, finest example of a plastic doll. Many people said that this being was plastic when it was around, even though as it got older, it became more real, and therefore you accept it. Of course, I actually don't mind plastic dolls to look at and to play with, but unfortunately the real ones are plastic image deceivers, because they are seducing you and serving the god of earth. That's the only problem. Otherwise, it would be okay to be captivated and even believe that they're real. They are real, but they're not representations of the ideal woman like I was deceived into thinking, unfortunately. Now, one-eyed. They serve the one-eyed god of earth, and the one-eyed god of earth has only one eye to transhuman the human being and take its life and light from it, which is what they do to me daily, and what they will do if you're human. But you won't be able to tell the difference between me or you, humans or not. So So it won't matter. Don't know who these even are. Don't know who all these people are, but they are representations of androgynes. Can you see the androgyne image? If you look really close, you can see that it could be one or the other if you just make it up different. If you just make it up different, you could see, because there's a lot of physical and chemical and biological intervention to make the androgyne, or to make a real androgyne, to make like a real one, you know, to make a real image, a real image. You know, because they have like proper images. I don't know what I'm filming here because they're just coming up, so unfortunately it would be nice if I could look through a whole lot of images, you know what I mean, like go through thousands and thousands of old movie star pictures, which I actually do, but of course I don't record them or have the ability to edit and put it all together. That would take a long time, and also understanding of the technology, which I don't. This is just coming up on the screen. I haven't even went through a couple of these videos to check which actors or actresses, but you know, they are made up to look like something different. You know, they're made up. Oh, I better stop here because these are like, because I'm showing too much of this one. I have to find something else, I think. Hope I'm all right with the copyright here, because although I'm just trying to show different images of past movie stars, past glamour girls, shall we say, I don't even know who all of them are. Don't know who they all are. Oh, I can't see this. See how it reflects the image. See, these divine androgyne beings read the human mind, because the transhuman mind connection is in full play. So basically they're given access to the human mind, and then they can imitate and emulate the persona and the image and the actions and the emotions of a real human being, so that they come across as more human and less of a artificial androgyne being, because that just simply means that they're less malignantly steeped in Lucifer's spirit of narcissism, and less of psychopathy, because they're total artificially intelligent machine beings in reality, and some are totally artificial machine beings that actually serve the powers that be in that total capacity. In other words, they are a machine army against humanity. These are a machine army against humanity only in the sense that they seduce and therefore deceive with their false but very impressive duality image. And they see how this one is showing the mirror. They mirror humanity, but they're not really totally human, or they're not the original humans, shall we say. That's the thing. They're not the original humans. They're a different species. They're a combination, and they serve Lucifer. I don't think I can explain that very well. Because they feed off the human energy and then they become real human. Because when they interact and transhuman connect with the human mind, assuming that, say I was a human, okay, assume that, but you probably shouldn't, because there's so much deception you won't be able to tell the real from the false, or the real from the fake, or the real, or just a human from an androgyne being, or from the powers that be, or from the computer system, or from the internet. It's all an android computer control system. And these beings, even though these are images from the past, have been part of that leading up to that total android control system, to total transhumanism, to total, it's a technical world. It'll be a cyborg world. And these beings are cyborgs, even though they imitate and pretend to be real humans. That's the deception. Some people might want a cyborg world, but that's because you're probably deceived into seeing the cyborgs as quite human, so you don't think that it's total takeover and that you will lose. In reality, they're taking from you. They're not giving to you, but you think they're giving to you. In reality, they're taking everything from you and giving you nothing in return. That's because as a human being, you are suppressed and limited at your lowest human level, whereas these beings are at their highest level. So therefore, you will go for their cyborg future. You will believe that they're real. You see them and you think they are real, even though some of them are very obviously not fully human.